I'm Vinita Wright with the blog at Loyola Press called Days of Deepening Friendship. We're an online community of women growing wiser. And one of the joys of my job here is that I get to interview authors, and we get them in as often as we can. And today's author is Robin Davis. She wrote Recipe for Joy, a stepmom's story of finding faith, following love, and feeding a family. This is really a cool story because it involves several areas of your life that converge in very unexpected ways. And I guess I'd like, first of all, for our audience to hear the short version of how someone who claims she would never get married, she never moved back home, and and you never become Catholic?
Never become Catholic,
yeah.
And would never ever have children.
So tell us how God had other plans, it sounds like.
He certainly did, and it was a matter of listening. Now maybe I wasn't listening and he'd been telling me for a long time, but what happened, I lived in California, I worked for the San Francisco Chronicle, I was a restaurant critic, it was all very glamorous, and my father got sick. He had pancreatic cancer, so I was flying back and forth between Columbus and San Francisco, and I found myself, I literally remember the day, I was walking to a coffee shop, and I had this feeling of, you could live here. And I thought, that is the strangest thought I have ever had in my life. I could not. And I just thought, why did I have that thought? Where did that come from? Because clearly it wasn't me. I knew I didn't want to live here. I didn't want to do that. And then I had the opportunity to move back. There had been 9/11 had happened, my father passed away, and my sister started having her children. And I really wanted to be near my sister and her kids. So I took a sabbatical from my job, my fabulous job, and moved to Columbus, what I thought was a short period of time. Mm-hmm. And a month later, I met a man who was widowed with 3 children, and for a reason still, when I put it that way, I think, really? And you said you were going to marry into this. But I knew almost right away that my life was going to change after I met him. And listening to God and following that is how it worked and how we did get married. But the marriage was the first step. I mean, it wasn't happily ever after. It wasn't, oh, I know exactly what I need to do now. That was actually the easy part.
Yeah, yeah.